Sunrisers Hyderabad exceeded expectation in this Indian Premier League and had the support of many who backed the side making its debut team. Having been bought over by a new owner after the previous franchise was terminated last year, their run ended in a closely fought eliminator, and while they will be disappointed at not having progressed to the second qualifier, they went farther than most would have thought possible with the resources that had at their disposal. And their success came at the expense of Royal Challengers Bangalore, a popular franchise with big stars and flamboyant owners. The Sunrisers Hyderabad biggest strength was their bowling attack, though only Dale Steyn appeared a serious threat on the paper at the time when the tournament began. He lived up to his reputation but was supported ably by the rest, and that combined effort enabled Sunrisers to compensate for the relative weakness in their batting. Ishant Sharma was largely consistent. Darren Sammy had his good days, and the success of the leg spin combination by Amit Mishra and Karan stood out. So effective that they proved that a score of 130, especially on a slowish track, seemed secure. Home advantage had been a big feature of this IPL season, and Sunrisers Hyderabad were hard to beat in Hyderabad, winning 7 out of 8 matches there, and one of them in a super over. The bowling unit had its occasional off days, but the batting was the big problem. Shikhar Dhawan was recovering from a hand injury at the start of the tournament and missed 3 weeks of his team campaign. His return was a boost for the side at the top of the order, but the overall batting blew hot and cold through the tournament. Sunrisers appeared to rely too much on their bowling to defend targets, and though they put a spirited fight even in the eliminator while defending 132, the batting depth of the opposing team at times won out. It didn't help Sunrisers Hyderabad that the going was slow in the first 10 overs with occasional periods of stagnation when the top and the middle orders struggled to push on, leaving the likes of Cameron White and Tissara Pereira to surge at the death and take them to a par score. Among all the teams in the IPL, Sunrisers were the slowest in the first 10 overs, going at 5.85 and over. That climbed to 8.87 in the final 5 overs, which was still 5th among all the teams. And without a doubt, Dale Steyn, he was a regular wicket taker and finished at the second most economical bowler, minimum in 20 overs. This IPL, he was going at 5.66 and over, but what stood out was his intensity and commitment on the field. It seemed each time he came to bowl, he was bowling a fresh spell. He bowled there with pace and regularly ruffled the batsman with jaffers that nipped away to beat the edge or were banged in short. He was the most energetic on the field when brought onto bowl, trying desperately to save the single when the ball was knocked around, and celebrated with kind of excitement we're accustomed to seeing in Test. He was Sunrise's go-to man in a time of crisis, a responsibility he shouldered well, and was easily the most feared and respected by the opposition. Kumar Sangakkara was one of the 4 overseas captains this season, who had to relinquish his place in the side as a result of poor form. His tournament began on a steady note as he scored 15 runs against the Pune Warriors, but he didn't push on. He had to sit out after 5 games with Cameron White taking over, but did get a chance to return, unlike Ricky Ponting of Mumbai Indians. However, his performances turned out to be worse with scores of 4, 21, 8, and 3 before he had to sit out again. A player whose expertly anchored innings in his international career, Sangakkara couldn't fill the role for Sunrisers this season, and wasn't part of the playing 11 for half of the team's campaign.